The success of your life is dependent on the quality of questions that you ask. The success of your life is dependent on the quality of questions that you ask. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know, as Toastmasters, if you intend to ensure that there is quality in your community and in your clubs, what questions must you be asking yourself? If you ensure that there is quality, what questions must you be asking? Panelist number one, Michael J.
Hello, Papa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first and foremost, you need to define clearly to yourself the reasons why you decided to become a Toastmaster. Because I believe that everybody decided to become a Toastmaster based on particular reasons. Everybody has the main reason he or she decided to join the Toastmasters Club. So what you need to first do is to define to yourself clearly the prime motive why you decided to become a Toastmaster. So the first question you need to ask yourself is that, why did I decide to become a Toastmaster? I believe, like I said earlier, everyone has the reason why he or she decided to become a Toastmaster. So we ponder over these reasons and answer the questions to ourselves. And one of the ways that we can use to answer these questions that we are going to ask ourselves is the 5 whys principle. I remember a few weeks back, we were fortunate to have with us Toastmaster A.S. Da to come give us first word. And I remember clearly that during his speech, he said something about how to properly answer a question. So, for instance, if I ask myself, why did I decide to become a Toastmaster? For me to properly answer that question, I would need to ask 5 whys under that same question. So when I ask myself why I decided to become a Toastmaster, the answer that I'll give, I'll also ask why that I'm giving that particular answer. When I give the answer to the second question I'm asking myself, I'll also ask myself why I'm giving that particular answer. So by the time I'll finish asking myself the 5 whys, I'll realize that I've been able to answer the question to the least bit. And that will give me a sense of direction as to where I am leading to or where I am going to. So the first question everyone needs to ask his or herself is the reason why he or she decided to become a Toastmaster. Yes.
Michael, I'm going to move on to the Vice President Education. Mimi Karim, do you support what Michael is saying? Do you dispute? Do you agree? Do you connect?
Yes, Master, I agree. I'm sorry, the light is off here. So, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Hello?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Even if I turn my video on, you wouldn't be able to see me. Should I turn it on?
Go ahead, Madam Karim.
Good. So, critical thinking is a skill that leaders and successful people possess that sets them apart from their head. So, our dreams are the problem we have to learn to solve. And the only way we should be able to do so is by asking questions. So, the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of questions we ask. So, the questions I'm asking, everybody has a dream. Apart from everybody wanting to be a lawyer, a teacher, or a nurse, we decided to join Toastmasters because we knew in the end it would help us better the kind of people we want to become in future. So apart from improving our communication skills and then improving our self-confidence, wouldn't we want to make a difference to society? Wouldn't we want to to make a speech somewhere and have somebody look up to us and ask us where we learned this from? And then we'll bring them back to say we learned this from Toastmasters. This is the kind of journey we are on.
Okay, I think we lost our second speaker there. Madam Stephanie, the question is yours. What type of questions as a Toastmaster or as a leader in Toastmasters should you be asking to ensure good quality in your community?
Good evening. Thank you, Papa. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And as our President Michael said, he said we need to ask ourselves the 5 whys. And I'll continue by also saying, after asking ourselves the whys, we should also ask ourselves, what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? Because questions are asked to seek answers, and answers helps us solve solutions and problems. So we need, as Toastmasters, after asking ourselves why we joined Toastmasters, we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing right or what are we doing wrong? To be able to get the reasons why we joined Toastmasters. Some of us joined Toastmasters to build upon our communication skills, others to join for their leadership skills and many more. So we have to ask ourselves what we are doing right and what we are doing wrong. We need to ask ourselves whether we are making an impact in society, whether we are also fulfilling the promises we made when signing up to join Toastmasters. And also we should ask ourselves what we are doing. What are we doing? Are we joining meetings? Are we learning more and are we practicing outside Toastmasters, not preparing just for meetings, but outside Toastmasters? What are we doing right and what are we doing? How are we impacting whatever we learn here into society or into our daily lives? So that's the questions we need to ask ourselves. And if you are found wanting, then you work towards it to improve the qualities of your lives. So that's what I have for us too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Stephanie. Would like to take that same question and pose it to Gina, our Vice President membership. Is Gina on the line?
No, please. So unless we go to Sandra.
Mr. President, I thought you said everybody was on the line. Moving on.
Yes.
Kirsten, Sandra, could you please take the question?
Good evening to you all, fellow Toastmasters. It's a great honor to be here to answer such a lively question. The question here is, the success of Toastmasters depends on the kind of questions we ask. Now, what is Toastmasters? How do we understand Toastmasters? To me, Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization that wants to help through worldwide network. Okay, that is why we are all benefiting from Toastmasters. And I really love the mission. Okay, to improve communication skills and personal growth to foster self-confidence. Why is Toastmasters doing all this? They are trying to imbibe leadership, self-growth, communication skills, all the good things into us just to become the world's greatest leaders. That is why Toastmasters is taking the pain to make us Toastmasters saying their values are integrity. Why are all because they want us to be the world's greatest leaders. Now I have 3 solid questions why you should, the kind of questions you should be asking as a Toastmaster. The first question is that, as a Toastmaster, what am I creating to make an impact in the society? Because to change the world starts with your society. It starts with you and starts with your society. That is why we have self-leadership and community leadership. First of all, you change yourself, influence yourself to become a better person. Then you start impacting people knowingly and unknowingly. So that is the first question you should be asking as a Toastmaster. When you were a Toastmaster, you would influence people, whether you like it or not. It could be good, it could be bad. Now, if we take our distinguished Toastmaster, which is Papa Akes, sometimes he doesn't even necessarily talk to us to advise us, but his actions alone will change your perception. His actions alone will psych your mind to do certain things right. These are the kind of leaders we need in our society. And who is he? He is a Toastmaster. The second question I want to also make is that what opportunities can I tap on to become the best version of myself? That is why we have Toastmasters. You join Toastmasters to train yourself hardcore that you can fit into any organization, fit into any caliber of people to be wherever you want to be, because Toastmasters has already provided you with the people, with the network, with the connection, with the opportunities, with the skills. All you need to do is to avail yourself for this beautiful organization to go through you, transform you, change you to become a better person. The third and final question you should be asking as a Toastmaster is, how do I measure my impact? How do I measure my impact? Now, as a Toastmaster, as I said, we are being trained. Everything we are doing is all centered on being the world's greatest leaders, to solve problems in the world. There are so many problems in this world that we are being trained to solve them one way or the other. So you need to ask yourself, how do I measure my impact? Now, we are measuring our impact in diverse ways. That is why we have the hour counter, checking our hours and filler words. We have the timer, checking us to be timely on everything that we do. Why do we have the grammarian? To check our words so that we deliver and communicate effectively in our society. In every society, they want to solve problems. How do you solve problems? By communicating with them. After communication, do they really understand you? It all depends on joining Toastmasters to train you to become that person, communicate effectively to get things done. Indeed, I will agree with Michael, our president, that you need to ask yourself some questions why you join Toastmasters. But I dispute the fact that Toastmasters is not all about you. We need to ask ourselves why we join Toastmasters. Fine. But the success of Toastmasters is not all about you. We feel as a network, if we are dependent on ourselves and we are thinking that all what we are doing is for the betterment of ourselves. No, we are in Toastmasters to solve problems. Toastmasters is not self-centered. Hence, we are surrounded by people. So every aspect of our life is supposed to impact people. Mr. Toastmaster, what I'm trying to say is that we should ask questions about impact. Let us think of the questions surrounding impactation. If we are not impacting people, then we are failing as an organization. Thank you.
So much, Sandra, and I'm sure that there are some that may argue with the fact that maybe Toastmasters is just about people's self-development. But I like your submissions. Now, I'm going to go around the table again, starting from you, Sandra, and moving back. And this, please cover it just in a minute. You gave us 3 questions which should help you make a successful life. But I'm going to ask you this. Of these 3 questions, which one is most important? So what is the most important question that you think any of our guests that are online right now should be asking themselves? One simple question they should be determine the success of them in this. Sandra, I'm starting with you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Now, the very first and simple question you should be asking yourself is, what am I creating to make an impact in the society as a Toastmaster? Thank you.
And next, I would like to ask Stephanie. Can we hear your question? One simple question in less than a minute that you think every guest here should be asking themselves to make the best out of this program. Hello, Stephanie, are you there?
Hello, Papa. Please, can you please repeat your question? Your voice is echoing at my end, so I can't really hear you well.
What is one question that you would ask? What is one question that you would ask in a minute? Okay, what is one question that you think every guest we have on this platform to become successful?
Okay.
Most important
Well,
question.
one question I would ask myself as a Toastmaster is, am I benefiting from the program I signed up for? That's one of the questions as a Toastmaster I would ask
Okay,
myself.
thank you very much. And that's the most important question to you. Thank you. Okay, next we will invite. Is Gina around? No, Mimi. Mimi, go ahead and ask. What's the most important question any guest or any member who joins Toastmasters should ask to ensure their success? In a minute or less.
The guest should be asking how they know they are making an impact.
The
How they
guest,
know they are making an impact to the Toastmasters team.
say that again. Sorry, we missed it.
We should know, we would want to know if we are making an impact to the Toastmasters team or we are just passing through the program.
Beautiful. So are they making an impact or they are passing through? All right. Next person, Michael. The one question in less than a minute that any guest or member should ask themselves to ensure success.
Okay, one of the important questions is that how can you apply the acquired skills that you've been able to realize in your Toastmasters journey to help people in your life, being it in school, at work, home, community, everywhere. You should ask yourself that how will you be able to apply these skills to help people around you? So you should make people realize that the new you should make people realize that new you from the way you speak, your thinking, your listening skills, your timing, everything. You should ask yourself that how will you be able to use these skills to help these people in your life?
Interesting. So how do you ensure that you are showcasing the benefits of the program? Beautiful. Now I see in the audience some seasoned Toastmasters that I'd like to engage. Madam Adwa Odum, do you have any questions for any of our panelists?
Good evening, Papa.
Good evening.
Good evening, panelists. I would say that as at now, I am just blown away by the submissions of these individuals. Unfortunately, I do not have any questions. Go around and come back. I'm sure I will have something to add.
Thank you very much. I also see Syrian Isaac Ananapa online. Isaac, do you have any questions for our panelists?
Papa, following in the line of Ajua, I think that interesting submissions about the relevance and why the Toastmasters journey. And so I also don't have any question, but I've been listening with rapt attention, and kudos to all the contestants.
Okay. What about Klenam? Do you have any questions for our panelists?
No question, no, Papa, thank you. No questions. But what I want to say from my experience is that it is a great opportunity for learning. Apart from having your everyday evaluators, I wish I had had another person giving me personal feedback so that I can incorporate it and actually make the best out of the program. So we should be taken seriously so that you reap the most benefit from it.
Thank you
That's
very
all
much.
I say.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody in the audience who has a question for our panelists? All right. Then to wrap up, let me quickly go around. Theophilus, do you have any questions for our panelists? Mr. Theophilus.
Yes, Papa Akest.
Yes.
I think I have to toe the line of the big time Toastmasters. I'm equally blown away by the responses of this fantastic Toastmasters, and I myself am elated. But I want to add that whatever we do as Toastmasters has a net effect bearing on others. So whilst we think of self, we should think of others as well and make sure that our examples outside the Toastmasters cycle would speak a lot about the Toastmasters environment, and then would do the work, the evangelism work for us, rather than we trying to convince people to follow us. Our examples and our lives and the benefit of Toastmasters should be seen clearly by others, so that as disciples of the good news and as disciples of change and positive learning environment, would attract them as magnets attract metallic substances. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Theophilus. I see Tony's hand up. Tony, can we hear your submission, please? Tony, are you there? I see your hand up.
Yes, Papa, I'm here.
Wonderful.
Thank you. It's very encouraging hearing the submissions from the panelists, and it's particularly encouraging to hear them wanting to develop themselves, and more importantly, wanting to impact society. What I really want to know, or what I want to be sure, is if they know exactly what within Toastmasters is it that would help them develop themselves and impact society. If they could share, if one or two of them could share the simple, practical things within Toastmasters that would help them develop themselves and be able to impact society.
Thank you for that amazing question, Tony. And I hope panelists, you have those questions. I'll take two other submissions and then I'll quickly let you answer those. So, Michael, you're one of the panelists. I don't know what you want to ask, but maybe you can hold off for a bit. Akita, what's your question, please?
Yeah, thank you, Papa. Kudos to all the panelists. What I want to find out from them is that, of course, I don't know how long they have been with the Toastmaster, but I want to find out from them whether they have seen the change they want others to see. What are the benefits they have gained ever since they joined Toastmasters? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Akita. These are brand new babies, but they started running and they've been running for a while, even though they've been in the system shortly. So, panelists, you've heard the questions. What are the benefits? What have you seen? What practical examples can you give in your short term as Toastmasters? You just got started, you've been running around for about a month, but you've got a bit of a feel of what's going on. So, what can you share? Let's start with Michael, then Mimi, then Sandra, and then finally Stephanie. Michael, are you there?
Okay, thank you very much, Papa. Yes, I'm here. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. So the reason why I decided to become a Toastmaster was due to the fact that I lacked self-confidence. I wasn't able to talk to people or address an audience, or even just a mere stranger. It was really difficult for me to express myself because I lacked that confidence. Now, when I decided to become a Toastmaster, I had in mind that by the time I would maybe spend like at least 2 months, I should be able to gain that confidence that I seek for. However, I realized that I've been able to gain that confidence, and not only that, and I've been able to realize additional potentials as well. I used to not talk to people when I don't know them, as in addressing a stranger. But then when I joined Toastmasters, I realized that me taking up roles, giving a speech, would require me to speak to an audience. So then that means I would need to work on this flaw. So becoming a Toastmaster helped me build the confidence, though I would say that I'm not 100% over it though, but I've been able to gain that confidence to the extent that I'm able to put my my camera on to talk to you. At first, I wouldn't be able to do that. Also, I've realized that my listening skills has also improved. And not only that, I'm able to do a whole lot of things. And all these are the benefits that I've been able to achieve in my Toastmaster journey. I've been a Toastmaster for almost even less than 2 months. I think we were 1 month old last week. And that is how long we've been in this Toastmasters journey. And just within this 1 month, I've been able to realize this benefit. And that is the benefit that I've gained so far in my Toastmasters journey. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We're trying to keep it under 2 minutes. However, I'll quickly add, for the benefit of Tony's question, what are the practical steps that we can take to ensure this impact that you've been talking about?
What are the practical steps that we can take to ensure that
from the program? What practical insights can you take from the program to ensure impact like you've been talking about?
Okay, so to be able to impact people, like I said earlier, we would have to ask ourselves that the reasons why we decide to become Toastmasters. Now, if you are able to answer that question, that means in order for you to be able to impact others, we ourselves need to optimize our potentials. Because I won't be able to impact someone if I haven't realized that the benefit that I will need to help others has been realized. That is why initially I told us that for us to, the first question we need to ask ourselves as individuals or as Toastmasters is that why did we decide to become Toastmasters? Now, if you're able to define clearly to ourselves the prime motive why we decided to become Toastmasters, we will do or take steps in accordance of the reasons why we decided to become Toastmasters and work on them. And that way we will be able to optimize our skills in order to help individuals. Now, the practical steps that we can take is that, for instance, let's say me playing a role as a grammarian, or let's say a timer would require that I follow the various sections of the meeting attentively. Because if I don't pay attention, I won't be able to take note of the time that everyone is supposed to spend during his or her speech. That helps me work on my listening skills. And that way, if I am engaging with someone outside my Toastmasters environment, say at my workplace, having developed these listening skills will help me listen to the person attentively. And that way, I would be able to take decisions or make decisions because I've been able to listen to what the person is talking to me about and then find solutions to the problems that may arise just in case something of that sort happens. Just because I was able to listen attentively to the person. And that kind of skills was developed when I decided to become a Toastmaster. Thank you very much, Papa. Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next person. Mimi, let's hear your submission.
Thank you very much, Papa. So joining Toastmasters has helped me overcome anxiety. It has also helped me be able to welcome constructive criticism because in as much as I'd have thought I'd have delivered a very good speech, I'd have the general evaluation team evaluating my submission. With the anxiety problem, I don't really have stage fright, but then I get anxious before a speech would find me fidgeting. I could read through the whole thing for hours just to make sure I don't make a mistake. And with the impact question, I think I'd have to better myself, not just pass through the club for personal interest, but I should be able to explore other parts of the club. So when someone sees me, the person will see Toastmasters through me and want to join the Toastmasters club because the person would realize that I'm outstanding. The person will realize that this is something unique.
Thank you very much, Mimi. Next, let's hear from Stephanie.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah.
The benefits I've gotten from Toastmasters so far is I've been able to work on my communication skills, and also I'm not shaky anymore, because at first I used to shake when talking to people, being it on phone or any other thing. When it comes to a speech or something like this, I used to become shaky, but I have overcome that. And also the practical, and also anytime I'm on social media or any listening to something on television, I apply whatever role I've undertaken in Toastmasters. I apply it there by checking of filler sounds, the grammatical errors and all, and I also check that also for myself. So Toastmasters has helped me. It's helping me to better myself for a better future. And also the practical steps a Toastmaster should take, or I have to take, it's not to be ambivalent, and also we should be adroit with anything, our decisions and everything we have to do. And also, we should take up roles, because when you take up roles, you get to learn, you get to get experience, and you get to learn more. Today, you're a grammarian, the next day, you're an accountant, you're a timer, you are the Toastmaster of the day, table topic master or mistress. You get to learn more, and it also helps you to research more. You get to prepare yourself, and by preparing, you need to research more and get to know more about what you're about to do. So taking up role as a Toastmaster, you need to take up a role. So you can't just join Toastmasters anytime they call you to take up a role, then you'll be running from it. It's not going to help you at all. You need to embrace the roles and work towards it, because I believe the roles, also taking up roles, has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot in so many ways. So I believe as a Toastmaster, we need to, the most important aspect of Toastmasters is taking up roles, because the more you take up roles, the more you get the benefit of the reason why you joined Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. And our last submission, Sandra.
Thank you, Papa. So, the activities a Toastmaster should be looking out for is to practice your various roles. So we have the R counter, we have the Toastmaster of the day, we have a whole lot of roles that you can take up. These are some of the activities that you take up and it grooms you. We also have the pathways. When you are doing your projects, like the motivational strategies, emotional strategies, there are so many pathways. Now, these are some of the roles or the projects you need to undertake to gain full benefits of the society or the community you have joined. Now, practically as a Toastmaster, I have really enjoyed being on this platform, seriously, because I'm already an ambivalent person. I'm high spirited already, but because I think I am so highly spirited, I tend to take things for granted. So whenever I'm to give it in rehearsal or in planning, I end up also losing some of the benefits, or I end up messing up because I sometimes use filler words. I sometimes forget whatever I'm saying and I'm stuck. I don't know what to do again. But when I joined Toastmasters, I started with my strategies. I started planning what I'm supposed to say and me to align myself and finish within this time. That means I need to practice and practice and practice. One thing I learned is that I have to stand in front of a mirror and rehearse to myself and even ask myself that whatever I did I do it well? Before I even come to deliver my speech, and I have the general evaluator evaluating my speech. I have a whole lot of team evaluating my speech, and that is so amazing. So it is grooming me, and I'm seeing changes in my speech nowadays. Also, Toastmasters has also helped me to connect with people. Now, it is in Toastmasters that I learned how to recommend or to thank someone or to be grateful to someone about something. I remember when we had our very first meeting, when I got to the place, people were saying, "Oh, thank you. You used to talk to us, you used to do this. Thank you. Oh, you look beautiful. Thank you. You look so amazing. I like your dress. Where did you get it from?" That kind of thing. There was this kind of source of belongingness. And that was the perfect family I wanted to join, because I do not have people on my own that I can talk to and feel so free. Trust me, if you are with like-minded people, you feel like you're on top of the world. And they push you to do your best. They push you because everybody is trying to be their possible best. Learn a whole lot from everybody's attitude or everybody's response to things. That is a very kudos to Toastmasters International. And I'm so proud to join Toastmasters, and I know Toastmasters will send me far. So please take up the roles, take up the project, take up the pathways, involve yourself in Toastmasters. We received criticism, yet we are pushing, we are forging forward. And this is the kind of family you need to join. Thank you
Thank you
for
very much
the comments.
for that submission. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our debate. I hope that we all enjoyed ourselves. Now I'm going to go back to the audience, and in a round the robin evaluation style, I'd like you to give reviews, evaluation, constructive criticism, feedback to our panelists and to our meeting as a whole. This is the first time we are having a meeting ever since we became chartered, and we want to hear from you because the CS Relentless Club wants to be the best, not just in Africa but in the world. So help us become better by giving us constructive feedback. And we'll start by hearing from Tony Sapo, and then we move on. Mr. Sapo, are you
Thank you,
still
Papa.
here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. Thing is, I love the spirit. I mean, if you ask, so that's the first thing. I love the spirit of the team. I hope that they hold on to it and build on it going forward. They live by the name of their club, that they are relentless. And I also like the general response to the question. Could you MC an event tomorrow, or would you be a better MC at Toastmaster? Are you able to be more patient with listening to other people, family, because you the role of timer? Are you able to evaluate? Are you a better leader because you took up club officer role? Those are the shows. And I think I heard it from most of the responses. After doing just the thing that
Tony, we are breaking up, unfortunately. Hello?
It's still on there, but
Oh, great submissions from Tony, but...
Hello, Papa.
Yes, Tony.
Yeah, Papa, what did I start breaking off?
You started talking about the submissions and whether, being a timer, you can learn patience and things like that, and then you started breaking up.
Okay, so what I meant is it's those little things, those practical things that happen at Toastmasters meetings that help us to grow like they want to do and to impact society like they want to do. And so I encourage them to take those things as the key things that they need to do to become better people and to impact society. And I've heard them say it themselves. So I'm very happy and I look forward to seeing a vibrant club that we will all be proud of.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to hear from Ajwa Odun.
oh, hello, hold on, Papa. Hello, Papa, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So I'd like to say kudos to everybody on the team. This is my third time of being in CS Relentless Meeting. And I would say that the officers have immersed themselves into Toastmasters. I could see from their submissions that they have become very, very conversant with some of the roles in Toastmasters. And I'd like to say that it's a very good thing. They should keep it up and keep moving on. That's my feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adra Odum. Next, we'd like to hear from Akita. Any evaluations for us, any feedback?
Yes, Papa, I was impressed by their submission for the fact that they only started a month or two ago. And I can only urge them to carry on with this great work and also be ready to ask questions and learn from other Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Theophilus, any feedback, any evaluation?
Yes, Papa. I must say that there is a spirit of becoming Toastmasters and wanting to be Toastmasters for life. But I want to entreat all of them within ourselves that no rule in Toastmasters meeting is a small rule. I used to think that the timers rule was the smallest or the least, but not until I started playing and I started asking some people to play that they realized that it's one of the most difficult ones, roles to play, especially during these COVID times. So I would encourage all of them to take advantage of these roles in their club and in other clubs. Run and chase those roles and play those roles as if their lives depend on these roles. And then I'm sure that in the end, they will see better versions of themselves. And then we will all grow together and become the leaders we so much desire to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else online that would like to give us an evaluation? Okay. If nobody else is there, then I'll go ahead and give up the stage and say thank you very much for the panelists. You've done a good job. And I believe that consistent debates like this and engagements like this let us think about the questions we should be asking, let us think about the quality and how we can improve our program. For the guests here, the next time you see these young, vibrant people debating would be when we have our joint meeting. We're planning a joint meeting with the incoming Takrady Toastmasters Club. And so look out for that. There will be a debate between the CS Relentless and the folks in the Takrady Toastmasters, and it will be fun. So please look out for that. I'm going to go ahead and yield the stage to Prince, who's going to come and give some announcements. Thank you for your time, and it's been a pleasure being your facilitator for the panel discussion and the debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, what are we? We are relentless.
We are
relentless.
relentless.
We
We are
relentless.
relentless.
We are relentless.
We are
We are
fired up.
fired up. We are fired up.
Okay, that was a wonderful one. So congrats to all CS members because we have been finally and fully started. So also take note before the other announcement that we have to continue with the other projects. So it's time for us to take the other projects. So any pathway that you want to take. Next, our next meeting is going to be on coming Sunday. We are going to have someone going to speak to us concerning the pathway. So don't miss Sunday's meeting. Also, our BPE will communicate to us when we are having our speeches. I mean, after the pathways, our VP will make a note to us when we will start with our the journey with our project.
Okay, so all members should also check their emails.
We have received any notice from Toastmasters International, and also if there's any feedback you need to give, then you do so. Okay, so I think for now that's the announcement. That's all the announcements. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. I'll hand everything over to Papa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry. Fatima, are you online? Fatima.
Yes, please, I can hear you. I can.
Oh, okay. So I heard you are the one supposed to take over.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prince, for the announcement.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Papa Akes. I'd like to say a very thank you for our first word speaker for joining our meeting. Thank you very much for the insightful first word, letting us join into Toastmasters. And I'd like to thank everybody that, and then to my co-debaters, thank you very much. I'd like to urge you not to miss Sunday's meeting, please, because we'll have somebody who'll be talking to us about joining, about what our chosen pathways is looking like. So please don't forget to join Sunday's meeting. And then also kindly send me a list of the pathways you've chosen, because I have to input them in one Excel thing and then forward them to Papa. Does anybody have any contribution, please?
Hello.
Stephanie, Sandra.
Hello, Fatima.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth.
Yes, ma'am.
From the DCP committee. I think I got in touch with one of you this afternoon with regards to the speakerthon that is coming on Friday.
Yes, it was Sandra.
Okay, so she said she was going to speak with you and then she'll get back. Please, have you arrived at a consensus? Because we need about 2 people from your end for your icebreakers.
Yes, please. I spoke to the president and then he made me realize everybody was done with their icebreaker speeches. So unless you want us to talk about something, we are done breaking our ice.
Okay, so it's a level 1 project. So if you finish with your icebreakers, you can do it project 2. It's also available. That is on Friday.
So we are breaking our ice again.
Madam Lizzie, I'll have a discussion with them and we'll get you 2 names. But
okay, Papa, thank you.
But please be aware, Madam Lizzie, that these are babies. So when you use terms like DCP, they have no idea what you're talking about. They are still learning. So they don't know what
Papa.
DCP means.
Okay, Papa, here. Thank you.
Fatima, I'll have a discussion with you in Torah and we'll find 2 people to go and do that, be part of that speaker run. Thank you. All right, Fatima, you can go ahead and end the meeting.
Hello.
Yes, Mimi, go ahead and end the meeting.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mimi.
We are hearing you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Hello.
Mimi, we can hear
Mimi,
you.
we can hear you.
Steph.
Ma, I can hear you. Mimi.
Hey, please talk. We can hear you.
All right, Stephanie, if Mimi is having internet issue, maybe you can go ahead and end the meeting. Or Sandra, since you have the next of time, right? Sandra, are you there? All right. I guess they're having internet issues, so we'll go ahead and end the meeting. Thank you all for joining us today. Even though, because it's rain, some people are having internet issues. I'm hoping that the next time we can even keep our meetings getting better and better. Thank you very much and have a blessed day. Our next meeting is on Sunday, as you said. God bless you all. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mimi.
Can you please join me beside the Toastmasters promise?
Please, Papa has ended the meeting.
So there's nobody here. There's 8 of us.
Majority of the people have left.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have something to talk about?
Is there?
Do we have something to talk about?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, the panelists did great. I loved your submissions.
Yeah, Charlie, you guys did awesome.
Charlie,
You
I
did
can tell you.
awesome.
Look, guys, honestly, look, let me tell you something. I know it's convenient for you to join the job, but we need to start videoing for people to come physical because this internet thing is really, you can't have such a beautiful debate and then when you finish, we're having issues with the internet. I don't think they will stop recording. They're very recording.
Hey, Charlie.
Papa, your voice is echoing. Oh. Hello?
Yeah. Can you turn the mic off?
My voice.
Papa, today you didn't give a constructive criticism on what we did.
So what did I do?
My heart was beating. I was waiting for you to say something.
Nah, I thought that the audience should, and they loved you, so that's good enough. You don't need mine. You've heard from them.
Yay!
This thing, if we're trying to be the best, we can't keep. Yeah, you can come in. You can come in. The meeting's over. We can't keep going like this, so guys. Mimi, and oh, Justice iPhone. At this point,
Hey,
it's coming.
can you people hear Papa? Because
You there?
echo. The thing is echo.
I can hear Papa.
And then you'll be doing this thing. Yeah, your internet problems. We can't be facing that. Either we should.
Now it's better now.
What? Which? So you're now asking the point. You people have the agenda for you. You are confused. What's happening? You people have an agenda. You are confused. Now you don't know who to pass to. Now you're sitting here at the point. Mimi, train your people. Mimi, where are you? Mimi, are you there? Train them.
Yes, I can hear you.
Who was the Toastmaster for today? For today?
Pardon?
Who was supposed to be the Toastmaster for today?
Though we just had a chair introducing our first word speaker, which was Theophilus, and then you were the debate moderator.
Yeah, but once I finished my debate moderation, I was done. I think we need a Toastmaster. He asked me sometimes, but I think I told him that you should find a general evaluator. So I don't even know why we didn't have a general evaluator. But we should have a Toastmaster and a general evaluator. Mimi.
Hello, Papa.
It's not well, so please start preparing the agenda for Sunday and let it be a lot more smoother.
Pardon? Oh God, I can't hear you. Hello?